Hey, what's up, boys and girls? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. If you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Tons of videos over the last almost 2 years now at this point, so definitely go back and check them out. And it kind of brings me to this particular video here. I mean, nothing in particular, nothing earth-shattering, but I figured with all the videos I've done, you've seen me playing different guitars. I figured I would just try to walk you through the collection, show you what I have, what I use, what the primary ones are typically. And just share it with you. Nothing more than that. So it's nothing I said earth-shattering. We're not reinventing the wheel here, but I figure I would just kind of, show you a little bit of what I've got going on here. This is my PRS. This is the Standard SE that I have. It's probably my main one right now. And the reason it's my main one is because it kind of gives me the option of doing something with humbuckers as well as a coil tab, so I can split the coils type of thing. So it comes in handy. It feels good. It's got the trem bar, but I don't really use it a whole lot, if anything. Maybe once in a while for one type of song, but feels great. Has a bit of a wider neck compared to some of the other guitars I have, so it took some time getting used to. And even with the 24 frets, it took me a little while to kind of realize that even playing some standard stuff, north of the 12th fret was a little adjustment because it was just the way everything was kind of placed out, I guess, in my opinion. But I like it, love it a lot. And it's good for gigging. I like it. It was, wasn't very expensive. It was kind of right in my wheelhouse. I think it was about between $500 and $600. So it's good. I like it a lot. This is definitely my go-to that I just like to gig because it kind of just it takes a beating if it needs to. I mean, I'm trying to be very careful with the guitars, but at least I know with this one, if something was to happen to it, I don't want to say it's easily replaceable, but it's easier than some of my other guitars that I can replace, and I'll show you as we go through here. So let's take a look at another one. Okay, this is probably, actually it is, this was the first real guitar I guess I bought. I had a couple prior to this, but this one's the first, I guess, made in the USA guitar that I had, still have. I bought this in the 90s. I believe this is the 50th anniversary. Nowadays I need my glasses. I'm pretty sure it's the 50th anniversary. I got this somewhere in the mid-90s, I guess, if it's possible. 94, 95? Is it possible? I don't even know. I probably should have just kind of done my homework on the years and all that. But this was made in the USA. Bought this at the Music Den in New Jersey. So always kind of been a favorite of mine just because it was, like I said, it was one of the first ones I really put a lot of money into. It's played great. It's never given me any issues. It just has a nice look to it. Unique because it's a Lake Placid blue, but it's also got the blue on the headstock as well, the matching blue. So I kind of always dug that. And just good to play. Feels good. 5-way switch, all that good stuff, and really stays in tune. Some of my other guitars, even the PRS, which we took a look at, and one of the other ones we'll take a look at as well. It's probably because of the nut, and I just haven't really had a whole lot of time to do any maintenance on it. But this one definitely stays in tune pretty well. So yeah, definitely do like it. Would encourage you if you're looking for one. This is probably something definitely to get. Even though I know a lot of guitars these days, I know back when I was first starting out, made in the USA was a big thing. US made the whole thing. You definitely get some really good quality now overseas. So not all of it though, but you got to just kind of do your homework. And but this one really is a favorite. I can't see myself getting rid of it anytime soon. So this is my Fender Strat. Okay, one of my acoustics, Alvarez. It is the Masterwork series. I believe this here is the what is it here? The MD65, I believe it is. So all solid wood. One of the more recent guitars I've had over the last few years, I guess. Probably longer than I think, though. I mean, everything seems like it happened yesterday, but this is probably, could be 6 years now, who knows. Really good. I bought it. Did not have a pickup system in it, so I bought the aftermarket pickup. I bought a bags, and I have it in here. Works well, sounds good live. Has a good feel to it. I like it. I tend to pick this one up more than my other one, which I'll show you in a little bit. For whatever reason, I don't know. I think the other one has a little more sentimental value to it, which is probably why I'm a little cautious when it comes to gigging. This is typically the one I'll take to a gig, if anything. acoustic videos I've done in the past. This one definitely one that I've used, so you gotta, I don't know, remember off the top of my head which ones I've done, but it's there. So I would say this is my primary when it comes to the acoustics. I have another one to show you in a bit. But I really dig this one. Good feel to it, solid wood. And I tend to lean towards a solid wood just because of the research I've done. These tend to age a little bit better, and the wood will sound better potentially over age. Maybe that's just, you know, urban legend, I don't know. But so far this one sounded really good over the years. This is a spruce top, so it has a little bit of a darker color. It's a cedar top actually, cedar. This is cedar. You know, it's a bit of a darker color too, but I like it. Looks good. Plays well. So one of my acoustics. All right, another one of my solid bodies. My Gibson Les Paul. Had this for a few years now, probably 10 plus years. So I like it. It's a good guitar. The issue I've run into with it is that the nut, I never replaced the nut. Should have done it because it would just kind of, the G string wouldn't stay in tune. And recently I found out that somewhere inside the electronics, my switch to go back and forth between the pickups, there's something quite not connected back there. And I'm not a technical guy, so trying to figure out just isn't the right thing for me to do. It still sounds good. The issue I'm having is that when I switch, it doesn't always connect right away, and I don't gig with it because I'm afraid that it'll crap out on me basically as I'm playing or making, you know, from one pickup to another. So it doesn't get the use that it should. So that's one of my things in the near future to kind of get this, you know, worked on basically. Now it's not as heavy as, you know, typical Les Paul. This actually is chambered in certain areas, so it's got a little bit of less weight to it, but it still sounds pretty decent. I'm looking at it. I mean, I guess I've kind of given this a good amount of use because it's starting to get some buckle rash there. Not that you can really see it, but it's kind of cool to see that. So, you know, some use to it. This is probably from 08, 09 potentially. I don't think it's any later than 10, but I think 08 or 09 is what this one would be. So one that I enjoy it. I just have to get some work on it to play it to really full potential, especially when a gigging situation. So there's my my Gibson Studio Les Paul. A bit of an odd one here. It's a Tele style guitar. I got this in a trade not too long ago. I traded an amp and I got this in return and the Bandit behind me. So I think personally it's a good trade for me because I'm using these pieces of equipment more than I would have if I had the other amp. So I'm glad I did it. Pretty straightforward though. I had never really heard of this brand before until I got it. It's the SX Fuiran, I believe it is the brand. Typically there's a big logo on the headstock, but I think the prior owner had sanded it down just to not show anything. So it's interesting, you can see where it was sanded a little bit, but actually has a pretty good sound to it. I like it a little bit different. The controls are so. You know, when you roll the volume back, it doesn't really do a whole lot. And typically with some of my other guitars, you roll the volume back, you can go from heavy sound to a nice overdrive or a clean. This kind of goes from one to the other. There's nothing in between, but it's still good. Same thing with the tone knob. It's either one way or the other. It's hard to get something in between, but I like playing with it, gigging with it. It's a good, I won't call it a knock-around guitar, but I like playing with it. Good one to have in the collection. I like it. All right, the other of my acoustic guitars. This is my Epiphone Masterbilt. This is the AJ500. Really like this guitar. I mean, it's a bigger body, so it's kind of a little uncomfortable times to play. But anytime I've ever taken this somewhere, even had work on it, it's definitely caught the eye of the folks working on it. They think it sounds like a Martin at times, which is cool. Nice narrow neck, I like that, and has some sentimental value because I had gotten this just maybe a month or two before my daughter was born, and I would actually play this for her before she was born as well as after, and she always kind of dug it. So one of those guitars that'll always be with me no matter what. Just has a nice feel to it. Enjoy it. I do use this on my videos. I'll gig with it once in a while, but I think I just stole the Alvarez is probably my main one to gig with. So, my other acoustic. All right, kind of the oddball of the collection, but I always wanted one of these. The Danelectro. Got this. This is probably one of my newer ones, if not the newest one. Got this not too long ago. When you play this compared to some of the other ones, especially the PRS I have here with the wider neck, this actually feels like a toy because the width of the nut is just so much smaller. But it's fun. Has a nice feel to it. I've actually gigged with it a little bit. I actually gigged a couple months ago. Did a couple of, I think I did 3 tunes with it. So it has a good feel to it. Got the lipstick pickups, you know, 2-way selector switch for the pickups, you know, bridge, both, neck pickup. So it's fun to play. And I always kind of wanted, the reason I got it was because of like that surf green color. I always wanted that. I dug that. It's kind of cool. I'd probably consider another Danelectro down the road. Don't know if it'd be the same one, but I like it. It's got a cool feel to it, nice vibe to it, something different. You know, you really, I mean, you can play anything you want basically with it, but you know, if I was going to be doing a gig with some heavier songs, I mean like metal, but just, you know, rocking songs, probably would go with one of my other ones, but good one to have. I like it. It just kind of looks cool, so I like playing it. All right, so one of the guitars, which was recently given to me as a gift, never thought I would have a Gretsch of any kind. Really dig this guitar. This is the Gretsch, the 5410T. This is the Rat Rod. I got it in the white. There was 2, I came in 3 different colors. One was, what were they? One was like a gray color, and I forget what the other one was now. It just kind of, you know, skips my mind here, but it's got, they all had the red covered pickups, the Bigsby. You know, a little different guitar for me, to be honest. Hollow body. It is a, there's no block. It's just kind of entire, it's a whole, you know, truly hollow body. No center block running through the middle. Still kind of getting used to it because you've got, you know, your volume for each here. You've got a tone knob, but then you've got a master knob that kind of blends everything together. So it's kind of interesting. It's like a master volume, basically, depending how you configure everything. So it's kind of just taking a little time to get used to that. But it has a great feel to it. Really like the sound. The drawback to me on this one are the strap buttons here. As a matter of fact, you saw I was just kind of, you know, tightening that up. I'm afraid to actually gig with it because of 2 reasons. I'm afraid that, and I actually had it happen where, you know, even just kind of, you know, messing around here, this gets loose or this comes out or this comes off, it just drops, and I happened to catch it because I had, you know, I was playing it. So I'm always, if I could find a way to just get these in here, and look, I've even thought about wood glue. I don't know if it's the right thing to do to one of these, but I don't plan on changing these. Or if there's locking straps, I don't know, strap buttons, I can give that a shot and do that. But I don't play it out because I'm afraid I'll not go home with it one night because, you know, you never know sometimes where you're playing. Like if I know I'm playing a gig where I don't have to worry about anything, this would probably come out. But for precautionary reasons, I just haven't really gigged with it a whole lot. I've taken it to rehearsal. I like it. It sounds great. And I like it, the fact that when I don't plug it in, I can still play it. I can still play with it. It's like kind of like an acoustic, but it's not. But I like it. So definitely really like this one that I got it. Just a nice, you know, color to it. I enjoy it. So yeah, I dig it. One. Not much of something to look at here, but I recently got this through a trade I did. Always wanted a Parlor guitar for whatever reason, just to have it in the fleet here in the stables. So this is a Stella, made in the USA. So I always kind of thought that was cool, getting something US made. It's definitely been around the block. I think this is from about 1960. You really can't tell a whole lot with the serial numbers. I mean, there's something in here, if I can't remember where it was, but it's faded. But this puts it right around the 1960s era, early 60s. So pretty cool guitar. I actually have this tuned, I think, to open G, and it's probably out of tune. You know, you can even see there was some work done on the back. So it's not, believe me, this is not any great shakes, you know, as far as the condition, but I always kind of wanted one, so I just kind of mess around with it. Knock around with it. I kind of like it. It's cool. I gotta probably just tune that back up again, but that's really it. So that's it. That's the collection. You know, just kind of showing you what I got here, what I use. Typically when I do my videos, lately I've been going through my Spark just for the ease of it. But when I gig, I've got the PV Bandit behind me that I tend to use. And I think I'm leaning towards more of a Boss. If you actually look at the video, it's got a Boss GT3 unit that I've been using, and you'll see some videos of me going through it. I'm leaning towards using that more and more because it's just easier for me one unit, plug it in, I'm done, as opposed to a pedal board and all these other things I got to do. So that's where I am. But, you know, thanks for stopping by, checking it out, hanging out for this one. This was a bit of a longer one, but it was kind of straightforward, so you can check out the guitars. I'll see you on the next one. Later.